Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the main character from Team Meta Nightmon. This is Digi Daddies, and today I'm coming at you with a Gammamon deck profile. If y'all are frequent watchers of the vlog, y'all know this is my go-to deck as of right now. And so I want to share not only my deck profile, but some of the combos that I like to use. So let's go. All right, I'm going to quickly do the deck profile, then we'll look at some combos, and we'll wrap this thing up pretty quickly. First thing we have is the RB1 Gammamon for my eggs. I don't run the new BT21 Gammamon. I just don't like the effect, especially if it's the first one. I am looking for the draw power before I actually attack most of the time. And so I have 4 different rookies that I run. They're all Gammamons. First one is a playset of the BT21 Gammamon, a playset of the RB1 Gammamon, and then two of Gammamons. We have the OG BT8 Gammamon and the LM purple Gammamon. We have 4 different champions that we run. First, we have the BT21 Betel Gammamon. Next, we have a playset of the BT21 Galoose Gammamon. And then 2 one-ofs. We have the BT8 Betel Gammamon and the RB1 Wezen Gammamon. Next, our level 5s. We got 3 of the BT10 Kennel Weissmon. 3 of the BT21 Kennel Weissmon. All right, my bad. Now, I had to zoom out a little bit so we can see the rest of the deck profile. We also have a BT21 Regulus Mon, and then we also have a BT18 Zemetsu Mon. We also got a BT21 Sirius Mon, got 3 of those, and 1 RB1 Sirius Mon. We got 3 RB1 Arcturus Mon, and then a little extra spice with the BT16 Valkyriemon Ace. And then some more spice with the BT5 going back in time with Omni Blitz. I'm going to trade that out with an Altart, which I do have. And then for the Tamers, we have 4 of the RB1 Hero Amanakawa, 3 of the BT21 Hero Amanakawa, and then in my opinion, the most powerful card in the deck, we have 4 of the strongest of brothers. Now let's take a look at some of the playstyles and some of the combos that you could potentially do. Let's say this is the start of your turn. Your opponent has passed you to 3. You have 2 Hero Amanakawas from RB1, 1 BT21 Hero Amanakawa, and 1 of the strongest of brothers. In play, you have Gammamon and Raising, and thus you decide to push out. These two heroes allow you to tuck something underneath with Gammamon in name, and thus let's say you tuck in this Betel Gammamon, and you'll gain a memory, and you'll draw a card. This Hero Amanakawa will also trigger, and thus when an effect places Digivolution cards under one of your Digimon and their text, and by spending this Tamer, you draw 1, and you gain another memory, and then you can also activate the other hero to place something else underneath to gain a memory and draw a card, and thus you're starting your turn with 6 memory. Though the Hero Amanakawa over here could potentially give you another memory if your opponent had any Digimon on the field. Now, because you tuck something underneath, you can pop the strongest of brothers, and you can go into a Gammamon in text for free. This will then allow you to, this Galoose Gammamon could also then allow you to tuck something underneath to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Now, because you did evolve, you can technically tap this Hero Amanakawa the RB1 to give it an extra 2000 DP per Tamer. However, we don't want to do that just yet because we see we're at 6 memory. And thus, what we want to do instead is go into Cattle Weissmon for 3. We'll tap now the heroes because now we'll give this guy 2000 DP for its own effect, plus 4000 for these 2 effects. And then it'll also gain a security +1 because now it's well above 12,000 DP. This current Digimon is at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18K for 2 checks at the current moment. But wait, there's more. We're still at 3 memory. And thus, we can then go into Cattle Weissmon for 3. And now, is when Digivolving effect and when attacking effect by placing 1 Digimon card with Gammamon in its text or the hero trait from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. I'm going to tuck under an Arcturusmon to delete one of their Digimon. Let's say they do have a Digimon on the field, which means that I would actually be at 1 memory. Because of this Tamer over here, I would have gotten that memory at the beginning of my turn. So let's just say that they did have a Digimon on the field. We'll pop it, and because we popped it, Arcturusmon will then trash the security. And let's just say your opponent does not have any protection effects at the moment against when Digivolving effects, when attacking effects, deletion effects, whatever, okay? And so, Siriusmon also has security +1. So I am now currently at 3 checks. But the when Digivolving effect is also a when attacking effect, and it is not once per turn. And let's say they have another Digimon on the field, and thus you swing, you can attack, or you can place an Arcturusmon yet again to delete their lowest DP Digimon on the field, which then trashes another security card. And now you're swinging into security for 3 checks at an ungodly amount of DP. And thus, if they haven't recovered, if they have the standard 5 security cards, then you have just potentially cleared all of their security. Because he is currently at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 122K. And now they're at 0 security. And this is why I run the Omni Blitz, because per taps, you have that in hand. It'll cost you 4, you'll send them to 3, but then you can blitz potentially for a game. Of course, this is the absolute perfect scenario. There are other techs in this build to help you win the game. Now let's say this is the setup. It's the exact same setup as before, except that your opponent has only given you 1 memory. You decide to push up. Let's say they have a Digimon on the field, and thus Hero here will give you an extra memory. Hero Monokawa will allow you to tuck up under, gain another memory, and draw. The other hero, tuck up under, gain another memory, and draw. This Gurimon here, because you did tuck up under, I didn't say this in the last combo, but will also allow you to draw when you tuck something under. So again, this deck does not have a downfall when it comes to draw power. There is quite a bit of draw power. And so now because you tuck something underneath, Strongest of Brother, you can trash it to go into whatever Digimon you need to go into. Of course, Gulu's Gammamon is likely the one you want to go into. And then you place something underneath to pop a level 4 and lower. Don't forget, because you did tuck under, to tap Hero, gain another memory. But anyways, you're in the exact same spot as the last scenario, except with 2 less memory. So, let's go into Regulus Mod. By trashing a card with Gammamon and text, let's say I trash this Cattle Weissmon. Put that underneath as well. We'll say we trash that Cattle Weissmon. We'll give one of your opponent's Digimon collision and start a main phase. It must attack. And so you choose whatever Digimon let's say you don't have any other plays, and thus you just say, play another tamer. Turn starts over. Let's say they have 2 Digimon on the field, a rookie and whatever Digimon you gave collision to and started main phase must attack. They swing, and thus you block because of the collision. And so because of that, let's say their Digimon is bigger than yours, you die, they die because you have inherited retaliation. But then his on deletion effect allows you to play out a Kano Weissmon or level 4 or lower Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your trash without paying the cost, and thus you play out that Kano Weissmon that you had in your trash, and then allows you to tuck something else underneath to delete a Digimon with 7,000 DP or less, which then may kill their other body they have, and then you're ready. And in the case of my build, if they attack once more, you're ready with the Valkyrymon Ace if it's in your hand. One card I wanted to talk about was the Zametsumon. The reason why I run this card is mainly because of the adventure matchup. It is pretty good to get rid of, or to de-digivolve their level 5s so that they don't use that black option card that allows them to play a level 5 when a level 5 leaves the field. It's bonkers. But that's why there's a Metsumon is there. The Valkyrymon there is just for that mini Shine Gray Ruin Mode effect of minus 5,000 DP to the field. And then, of course, perhaps delete something when the security card is removed with 8,000 DP or less. And so it could potentially save the game. The Wezen and Battle Gammamon cards are played in my build because I run 3 of this Kano Weissmon, as well as the Zametsumon, that all have the inherited effect of this Digimon gains all effects of cards with Gammamon in their names in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, meaning that the stack would have blocker as well as blitz. Because sometimes I find myself not having all the memory. Maybe I don't have all these tamers out that I'm showing here, and thus sometimes I need that one last swing, and thus if this is the stack, I can potentially go into, again, Serious Mon and then blitz per game because I'll pass turn. Or perhaps I need a blocker. You know, perhaps instead I have Wezen underneath. I'm here. I need the blocker to survive because of whatever is on my opponent's field, and thus I go into Serious Mod. Sure, I can delete something by tucking something else under. I have blocker. I like playing the Galus Gammamon at 4 because it comes out of security, and then when it comes out of security, it battles, and then you can place a Digimon card with Gammamon and name underneath to delete a level 4 or lower of your opponent's Digimon, and it gets played to the field, so that's pretty good. And then if you happen to have Strongest of Brothers out on the field, this is all turns, and thus it comes out of security. You tuck something underneath, you delete a level 4 lower. If Strongest of Brothers is on the field, you can trash it to then perhaps go into a level 5 for free, which then you can potentially go into Kano Weissmon, tuck something else up underneath, and then delete a 7,000 DP body of on your opponent's side. Of course, the deck does require some type of setup. You want the RB1 Tamer out, you want a Strongest of Brothers out, you want a Gammamon and Raising. My ideal first hand when I'm playing, that includes any of the rookies that I run and an RB1 Tamer. So any hand that has, ideally, my opinion, is this, the Strongest of Brothers, a Galus Gammamon, and a Kano Weissmon. I think this is a very good starting hand right here. I'm sure there's other good starting hands. It's also great to start out, instead of with the Galus, to start out with a Betel Gammamon perhaps, and thus if you draw another Tamer, you could perhaps, on your first turn, you Digivolve in the back, you play a Tamer out, and then let's say you draw into another Tamer on your next turn, you can push out, Digivolve into battle, play another hero, perhaps swing, get one security check in. You know, so there's different little combos that I didn't go over that could also still work in the deck. But basically, this has been my deck profile. This is what I'm taking to the Skeet regionals, which is 3 days from now. And so I don't anticipate any other additional changes. But anyways, shout out. I forgot. Shout out to missing an egg. It's my egg. There we go. There it is. Shout out to Jitty Jaddy, Justin's sister, for this remarkable artwork for my egg deck, for this Gammamon deck. It's incredibly cute in my opinion. And so reach out to Jitty Jaddy if you want to set it yourself. These are one of the official artworks, I think, that was in one of the competitions, and then I just made it into a sleeve. Any of the illustrator competitions, I just make them into a sleeve. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this may have helped, whether it be for your own Gammamon build or perhaps for you to plan a strategy to go against Gammamon. I know we probably won't need a lot of planning to go against Gammamon. It's not a tier 1 deck. It's probably not even a tier 2 deck. I would say it's maybe 2.5, maybe. But I feel confident with the deck. I like playing the deck. Gammamon is one of my favorites ever since watching Ghost Game, and so it's also one of my prettiest decks alongside with All Force. But anyways, please wish Team at the Nightmon's luck in the Mesquite Skeet Regionals. I appreciate it. That's from Mesquite, Texas. That's why I say Mesquite Skeet. But anyways, appreciate y'all for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.